The umpires for today's game are from the North Central Florida Umpire Association. They are at first base, Willie Brown. At third base, Tom Wilson.
Good afternoon. We welcome you back to the Digital Domain Park here in Port St. Lucie for the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals. Time for our second Class 5A semifinal of the day for the American Heritage Patriots out of Plantation with a record of 26-4, and the Jesuit Tigers from Tampa with a record of 28-1. Joined again by Mark Schanbeck. I'm Marty Paulman, welcoming you back to Digital Domain Park, and the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 4:05 of the 5A State Championship against the Ponte Vedra Sharks, who this morning outlasted the Clay Blue Devils 1-0 in 9 innings. Ponte Vedra will play for the state championship tomorrow against the winner of this game, and our earlier 6A semifinal, Pace defeated Melbourne 5-0. Pace will play the winner of our late game tonight in 6A between Lakewood Ranch and Archbishop McCarthy in the 6A championship tomorrow night at 7:05. And Mark, was look at these two teams, well, a chance to see two teams that, according to a couple polls, are ranked in the top 20 in the country. Jesuit, in fact, ranked number 1 by one, number 2 by another.
Well, it's a contest that's going to battle all convention, because you got Lance McCullers, who's a potential Florida commit, more than likely will get drafted in, get big money in the top 10. Hasn't given up an earned run all year, going against a talented roster in American Heritage that has no less than 6 Division I commits. This is big boy baseball right here.
Had a chance to talk to Coach Richie Warren, who's in his 6th year, and you're right, he mentioned that his Spencer Trainer is heading to North Carolina, committed there. Lance McCullers committed to Florida. Nolan Schultz to Rochester in Division III. Adrian Chacon is also another one that's committed to North Carolina. And Max Bierman committed to Villanova. So right there you can see the talent level that Coach Warren has for this program. This is the 3rd year in a row that Jesuit has made it to the state semifinals. They were state runners-up the last 2 years. They lost to Archbishop McCarthy both times. Last year, Archbishop McCarthy won a national championship, but they moved up a class to 6A. They'll play the semifinals tonight in 6A, so Jesuit probably very happy not to see that Archbishop McCarthy team, but you never know, as Jesuit is the home team today, and there is number 23, Lance McCullers, on the mound. He is a senior, 6'2" senior. And we'll give you his numbers here.
McCullers, of course, if you recognize that name, his father pitched in the big leagues for about 9 years.
Yes.
And so the gene lines run strong, and McCullers has been clocked in excess of 99 miles per hour, at least on one occasion.
Starting lineup for American Heritage, and by the way, if you want a DVD of this broadcast during the game, the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals, go to FHSASports.com. Leading off for American Heritage is the center fielder number 1, Gabe Aricochria. I don't know if I got that right or not. Batting second, the shortstop number 5, Brandon Lopez. Hitting third and catching number 8, Zach Collins. Batting fourth, the third baseman number 25 is Danny Zardin. Hitting fifth, the DH number 9, Esteban Puerta. Batting sixth in left field, number 2, Brandon Beesons. Hitting seventh in the first baseman is number 24, David Villar. Batting eighth in right field, number 10, Dallas Perez. And hitting ninth and second baseman is number 15, Brandon Diaz. McCullers is 11-0 on the season, an ERA under 0.3. Chop to first, and throw made over to McCullers covering, and as the first baseman, Max Bierman, making the play. And Arocheria is out 3-1 for the first out in the top of the first. Defensively for the Jesuit Tigers, the first baseman is Max Bierman. Second base is Vincent Meunier. The third baseman, Adrian Chacon. Shortstop, Spencer Trainer. In the outfield, Connor O'Brien in left. Ricky Escobar is in center field. Leland Sale in right field. Nolan Schultz behind the plate. And Lance McCullers, the right-hander, on the mound as Brandon Lopez, the shortstop, bats for American Heritage.
American Heritage, not the only Patriots in this tournament. We just watched a ball game between Pace. Those Pace Patriots in another division took out close by Melbourne Bulldogs in a 5-0 game.
Also not the only American Heritage team here this week, as American Heritage Boca Del Rey, the Stallions will be in the 3A semifinals coming up next Wednesday, and that always gets confusing. This American Heritage team located in Plantation, as the count is 3-0. to Brandon Lopez in Broward County. And Delray Boca American Heritage located in Palm Beach County. Hit in the hole, gets under the glove of the shortstop and out into left field under the glove there of Spencer Trainer. And that's a one-out single for Brandon Lopez, the shortstop. American Heritage gets a runner at first.
Lopez, a Miami commit, plays shortstop for American Heritage, setting the table right now.
Also know in our last game we had, originally when Pace started, they had the Monsignor Pace logo up on the scoreboard out of Miami. Well, Monsignor Pace is also going to be in the semifinals, as is Pace. So those are two different teams, one in the Panhandle, the other one obviously located in Miami-Dade County. They're
only about 13 hours apart.
Yeah. The other two American Heritages are just a county apart from each other. 1-0 to Zach Collins, the catcher for American Heritage. And that gets away back to the backstop and down to second base, and it gets away from Schultz goes Brandon Lopez. Call that a pass ball. Lopez the second with one out.
Well, typical line on a strong hard thrower like McCullers is if you're going to get to him, you better get to him early. So good news for American Heritage Patriots. They've got a rally started here right off the bat.
1-1 on the way from McCullers, misses outside. It's 2-1. Richie Warren in his 6th year as the head coach of Jesuit, a graduate of Jesuit High School and the University of Florida, 30 years old. Regional semifinalist in 09, the state runner-up the last 2 years, looking for their first state championship since 2000. Jesuit winning 3 championships in 94, 97, and 2000. American Heritage last winning in 2008 under Todd Fitzgerald, now coached by Bruce Avon in his first season. 2-1 is popped out of play to the left, and it's 2-2. They won the 3A state title in 2008, did American Heritage.
Zach Collins took a nice hack at that ball. The Miami commit looking to go deep, big fly on that swing.
American Heritage defeated John Carroll from Fort Pierce 8-2 to win in 3A in 2008. Swing and a miss, and down goes Zach Collins. So first strikeout for McCullers, 2 outs in the first, and in 2009 they returned. That was actually at Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota. 2009, the first year here in Port St. Lucie, returned and lost in the 3A championship to Jacksonville Bulls 14-4. Jesuit in 94 defeated Clearwater 10-2 to win the 4A title. In 97, they beat Dade City Pasco 7-1 to win 4A. In 2000, it was a 4-1 win over Bishop Kinney as well in 4A. Here's Danny Zardin, the third baseman.
That last pitch that struck out Collins was a changeup. So McCullers showing that he's not all about just the heat, using an array of pitches and pulled the string on the catcher.
So 2-1 the count. Lopez at second, now 2 outs here in the top of the first as the pitch misses outside, and it's now 3-1. Nope, they call that a strike. Kind of hard to see what that was called.
Well, I thought he called it a ball. The scoreboard may have shown it as a strike.
So that might, nope, that is a 2-2. So it's low, now full, 3-2.
3-1 is what the umpire put up. So I believe that call that the scoreboard operator put up as a strike may have been a ball.
Danny Zardon at 415, 2 home runs, 27 RBIs. He fouls it off.
No matter. He fouled it off to even it up anyway.
American Heritage of the team hits 350, 16 home runs, 167 RBIs. They scored 201 runs. They have a team ERA of 1.34. So good team all around.
Well, infield playing back, not expecting any bunts with 1 out, just trying to keep the ball in the infield. Outfield average depth.
And the 3-2 is just a little high ball force. So McCullers walks Zardin. First and second with 2 outs. Here's Esteban Puerta, the DH. The road to Port St. Lucie for these two teams. Jesuit was a district champ in District 11, defeated Bradenton Bayshore 5-0, beat Tampa Robinson 10-1, and then took out Lake Wales on the road 6-2. American Heritage champions of District 16. They won Region 4. Jesuit won Region 3. American Heritage defeated Suncoast Community from Riviera Beach 3-2. Won at Pompano Beach 6-3, and won at Estero 1-0 in the regional final as the first pitch and ball 1-0 to Puerta. Last year, Jesuit lost 4-1 to Archbishop McCarthy, and then the 4A state championship game, as there's a swing and a miss. 1-1. Jesuit now up to 5A, and Archbishop McCarthy will see tonight at 7 o'clock. Moves up to 6A, where they'll play Lakewood Ranch in a semifinal game. First and second, there are 2 outs. Here's the 1-1, and that is inside. It's 2-1.
McCullers still battling, trying to get in a groove here. Not hitting many spots.
One is inside, ball 3. So again, McCullers behind. It's 3-1 now. I think Jesuit has 8 assistant coaches. Man, it's a lot of help. 3-1 swing and a miss. It's pulling in 3-2.
Sounds like a football coaching staff.
Yeah, it really does. Full count, 3-2 now. McCullers comes back with a strike there. Esteban Puerta, the DH, swings and misses, strike 3. And a pretty good pitch by McCullers. Got him to go one a little bit low. 2 strikeouts in the inning for McCullers. He also allowed a walk and a base hit, but 2 left on for American Heritage. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. American Heritage, nothing. Jesuit coming to bat here on the Class 5A semifinals on the FHSAA network.
Also, check out the baseball page on FHSAA.org for a list of championship game replays.
Welcome back to Digital Domain Park here in Port St. Lucie. We go to the bottom of the first. Jesuit coming to bat as American Heritage leaves 2 on in the top of the first of this 5A semifinal game. Here's a lineup for the Jesuit Tigers, who are 28-1, coached by Richie Warren. Leading off playing second base is number 33, Vincent Mignette. Batting second, the shortstop, is number 10, Spencer Trainer. Hitting third and pitching, number 23, Lance McCullers. Batting fourth and catching, number 11, Nolan Schultz. Batting fifth, playing third base, is number 5, Adrian Chacon. Hitting sixth at first base, number 21, Max Bierman. Batting seventh in left field, number 12, Connor O'Brien. Hitting eighth, the DH, number 14, Joey Altieri. And batting ninth in center field, number 3, Ricky Escobar. And playing right field, but not in the lineup for the Jesuit Tigers, number 22, Leland Sale. They will face a right-hander, Sean Anderson, for American Heritage. Anderson 5-1. This is his 14th appearance, 9th start. 56 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 30 hits, only 7 earned runs, 14 walks, and 66 strikeouts, an ERA of .87. And he will face Vincent Mignette, second baseman, to lead off for Jesuit. Big right-hander Robinson throws the first pitch low, and it's 1-0. Scoreboard says 89 degrees right now is the warmest we've been all day here. A little bit after 4 o'clock. It was cloudy this morning and cool in the 70s. Hasn't rained since about maybe 9:30 this morning here, as that pitch misses a little bit low, and it's 2-0.
Oh, Marty, I'm extremely pleased with the weather, the way it's going. We're getting the best of both worlds. A little bit of a breeze to keep it cool, but sun to dry up any moisture out there.
2-0 is hit in the air to right field, but backing up a few more steps, making the catch out there is Dallas Perez for the first out, as Mignette flies out to right field, 1 out in the bottom of the first. Defensively for the American Heritage Patriots, at first base, it's David Villar. The second baseman, Brandon Diaz. Shortstop is Brandon Lopez. At third base, Danny Zardan. In the outfield, Brandon Vicens in left. The center fielder is Gabe Aracocheria. And right field, Dallas Perez. The catcher is Zach Collins, and Sean Anderson is on the mound. Here's Spencer Trainer, the shortstop for Jesuit. And swings and fouls it back to the backstop, 0-1. Trainer committed to the University of North Carolina.
The winds could play a factor here. They've shifted a little bit. Earlier today they were blowing out to left. The wind is now shifted and is blowing out to right field. As you could see in that last ball hit to the right fielder, carried a lot further than it would have in the earlier morning games.
Mignetta was leading off, has led off most of the season as a junior, replacing Vincent Leto, who was hurt before the season, tore his ACL and has not played all year. Senior outfielder was committed to USF, Vincent Leto. And Mignetta has led off most of the season. And Trainer, we mentioned the Division I commitments, he is committed, one of two guys on the Jesuit team that's committed to the University of North Carolina. It counts 1 and 2 to Trainer. Picnic area in right field, which is not open during the finals here at Digital Domain Park. A 1-2. A little bit high and outside. It's 2-2. Wind really picking up now. Looks like it's continuing to blow out to right field. Anderson looks in and now stepping out as Trainer. And you can see the flags blowing out to right field. Wind picking up here a bit as the afternoon goes on. Do expect at some point rain. It hasn't happened yet, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. There was a good chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. That's up high for ball 3. So full 3 and 2 now to Trainer.
Marty, beyond the ball flight in the air, this constant wind since this morning has dried out the field to the point where ground balls are going to be a little bit firmer and quicker later in the day.
There's ball 4, pitch outside. So Trainer walks, and he'll head to first base. Trainer hitting over near 300 on the season. Is at first with 1 out. Now here is Lance McCullers. He bats left-handed. It's 274 on the season. Left-handed hitter and 2 home runs, 20 RBIs. McCullers' father played for the San Diego Padres and the New York Yankees in the 80s as a reliever. Early 90s, throw to first, not in time. As you said earlier, Mark, expected to be a top 10 draft pick or a first-round pick, committed to the University of Florida. See a lot of those players committed to the University of Florida in this state that end up going pretty high in the draft.
If you're one of the top 10 programs in the country, you almost have to double recruit with as many players that might sign.
Swinging a miss by McCullers, it's 0-1. That's a good point. You really have to work harder. One out runner at first for Jesuit here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 0-1. This is high, 1-1.
Good respect shown by the outfield of McCullers' power. Everyone playing deep.
Lob to first. Trainer back in standing. So 2 shutouts so far today in our games in 5A. A 1-0 9-inning win for Ponte Vedra this morning over Clay, and in 6A a 5-0 win for Pace over Melbourne, which was 1-0 going to the bottom of the 6th, and Pace scored 4 runs to put it away.
Be tough not to predict another shutout in this game with McCullers on the hill.
On the 1 the count, and that is up and in for a ball, 2-1.
Little tension in the air. This first inning jitters. Most pitchers trying to work out the kinks, get themselves into groove.
2-1, there goes the runner. It's fouled off to left out of play. As Trainer was on the move, the count now 2-2 to McCullers. .410 to straightaway center. 338 down the left and right field lines here at Digital Domain Park. Spring training home of the New York Mets. Another 2-2 coming to McCullers. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. McCullers swings through it. First strikeout for Sean Anderson, 1 out.
Anderson elevated the fastball, got McCullers to chase.
2 outs, pardon me. As down goes McCullers. So Trainer at first with 2 outs. Here's Nolan Schultz, the catcher.
Schultz with a creative little pre-at-bat routine there. See if he does that every pitch or if that's just his first time at the plate. Don't think I've ever seen anything quite so colorful. I've seen the Joe Morgan back in my day, the Willie Stargell, but this is something new.
He is twirling that bat in the left hand and steps out.
Maybe his mom was a majorette or a baton twirler growing up.
I've never seen that either. The 0-1 is outside it, gets away. Trainer will go to second, as that'll be a wild pitch.
Both teams put a runner in scoring position here in this first inning. Let's see if Jesuit can cash in.
Runner at second with 2 outs to count 1-1. To Nolan Schultz.
Not since Tony Pena have I seen as colorful or a flare coming from a catcher position. This is definitely entertaining watching that pre-approach.
1-1, swing and a miss again. Ahead of it was Schultz. It's 1-2.
Yeah, most things hitters do in the batter's box prior to an at-bat are meant to relax or get their mind right or get them focused in on what they're doing. So whatever gets you relaxed and ready to pull the trigger, I'm all in favor of. Let's see if he can pull the trigger right here.
1-2, the runner at second with 2 outs. Looking in as Anderson, he looks second, and now the pitch on the way is foul back to the screen. It remains 1-2. You see Schultz. And he'll start with the bat again. There he goes. Definitely different. Another 1-2 coming from Anderson. And he swings and misses through it for strike 3. Anderson picks up 2 Ks in the inning. There was 1 walk, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, a runner left on base. Through an inning of play in our 5A semifinal, it's American Heritage nothing and Jesuit nothing here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie here in 1 minute.
Gatorade Thirst Quencher is more than just a cool bottle to have in your hands after the game. It's a product that works, helping you to train better and perform better when you play your hardest. Gatorade, is it in you?
Welcome back to Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie as we head to the top of the second. No score. American Heritage will send up 6, 7, and 8 here in the top half of the second. Both teams, American Heritage with a hit and a walk in the first. They left 2 on, and Jesuit had a walk as well. They left a runner on base in the bottom of the first.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how far Lance McCullers has to go in this game. Last time he threw against Lake Wales, threw upwards of 136 pitches. He's a power pitcher, which has a tendency to get behind, but bails himself out with the good stuff.
Well, this will be Brandon Lyson's leading off. Takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. The left fielder for American Heritage. 1 on the way is swung and chopped to third, but foul, and it's 0-2. Bison's at 370 with a home run, 14 RBIs. And there's called strike 3. So a quick strikeout for McCullers. his third already, and one out here in the second. That's McCullers rolling so far. Now they'll bring up David Valora, the first baseman. McCullers was the shortstop last 2 years and pitched as well. And so can play the left fielder DH. 94 to 98 miles an hour, as Coach Richie Warren says he gets to. It's a swing and a miss by Valora. It's 1-1. Seems to be throwing pretty high right now, near the mid-90s. And the 1-1 on the way. On the corner for a strike, 1-2.
Umpire has a unique style for denoting a strike.
1-2 is a little bit outside. Oh, even a 2-2. So 2-2 the count with one out. The pitch, swing and a miss again. McCullers blows it by him. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Lance McCullers. That's 4 Ks of the game, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Really making it look easy after giving up those 2 base runners in the top of the first.
Well, I do believe as he goes along, he will get stronger and be tougher and tougher to hit.
So here is Dallas Perez, the right fielder. Chops it foul over by the Jesuit dugout, and so on 1.
That ball is going to delay the game as it reaches out on the foul line in left field. We'll have to wait. Good hustle. And 1 strike pitch.
1-1 is about to come from McCullers. It's on the way, and it's fouled out. Ooh, that's going to get over our heads and on the roof.
That one left the ball yard. I'm going backwards.
Yep, that went over into the parking lot.
It takes a big league fastball for a ball to get that much elevation in a stadium like this and leave the yard. So, speaking of elevation,
and 0-2 hits him.
That 0-2 pitch may have had a purpose. Say, don't be leaning out there on the outside corner. Caught his shoulder. Nice job of taking the pitch to get a base runner. Little things like that will help you win ball games. We'll see if they can advance the runners with 2 outs.
Yeah, I wonder if he wanted to do that with 2 strikes. It may have been a bit of a message, but here is Brandon Diaz, the second baseman.
My guess is son of a major leaguer is not going to give anybody anything on 0-2. They're going to keep you honest.
There's a strike now to Diaz, the second baseman. Number 9 hitter for American Heritage. Instead to throw to first, and back in sliding is Perez.
Don't get me wrong, Marty. I'm not saying he was intentionally hitting anybody. He just was trying to pitch inside and slightly got away from him.
That's in for a strike. So now it's 0-2 quickly to Brandon Diaz.
Occasionally it's okay to be effectively wild.
0-2. Good
breaking
pitch
ball.
In for a strike. 3, and he strikes out the side. McCullers with 5 Ks. He strikes out the side in the top of the second. American Heritage does get a hitter hit by a pitch. A runner left on base. They left 3 through the first 2 innings. We go to the bottom of the second. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit here on the FHSAA network. We'll be back to Port St. Lucie in just a minute.
A lot slower game with all these strikeouts.
Yeah. Marty Palmer, Mark Schambach back with you here in Port St. Lucie as we head to the bottom of the second. No score between American Heritage, Plantation, and Tampa Jesuit in our 5A semifinal. The winner will play Ponte Vedra tomorrow at 4:05 for the 5A state championship. That'll be our first state champion to be crowned. We will be here for 8 days in a row here on the FHSAA Network. 6A semifinal again tonight, 6A final tomorrow. On Saturday, we'll head to the 7A and 8A semifinals. We'll have the championship games for those on Sunday. Next Monday, it'll be Class 1A and 2A on semifinal day. We'll have the championship games on Tuesday. Then next Wednesday, we'll finish with Class 3 and 4A semifinals, and then the championship games for those next Thursday. So 8 days of baseball, including Sunday.
Sunday's a championship day. The format is alternating days for semifinals and championships for individual divisions.
Here is Adrian Chacon, who takes the first pitch up high for a ball 1-0. It's 5-6-7 for Jesuit here in the bottom of the second inning. And pop foul, look out, press box. It's 1-1.
Sean Anderson on the hill is no slouch. In comparison to McCullers, he's throwing very well himself and is cruising right along here as well.
1-1 on the way for Anderson. Swing and a miss again. You're right. Swings right through it. Does Chacon. It's 1-2. And Anderson struck out 2 in the first. McCullers has 5 Ks through 2 innings for Jesuit. 1-2 on the way. And he fouls it back to the backstop. Chacon stays alive. Chacon is headed, also committed to the University of North Carolina. And one of 3 juniors invited to the U.S. National Tryouts over the summer. National team along with Spencer Traynor. Richie Warren had a chance to talk to him on Tuesday. He did play at Jesuit High School. Trying to get his first state championship as a coach. So that pitch misses low. They checked to see if Chacon in around. He did not, so now it's full.
Anderson looked like he tilted a little bit, got off balance on that delivery. That's why that ball was jerked a little wide.
So it's 3-2 now. Nobody out here in the top of the, or bottom of the second inning. Hit in the air on the infield. This will be a play for the American Heritage first baseman, and David Villar will make the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the second. Chacon pops up to first. There is Max Bierman, the first baseman.
Bierman, one of the taller players on the field, 6'6", senior. Also a pitcher when he's not playing first base. He was going for the downs on that cut.
0-1 the count to Bierman as he swung and missed to the first one. 1 out, nobody on. Well, outside, it's now even a 1-1.
Well, conditions are ideal for Bierman. If he can get a fastball up, get it out of here, put the first run on the board.
A little bit low, it's 2-1. No hits for Jesuit, 1 walk so far. 1 hit for American Heritage. They've had a walk and a hit batter as well through the first 2 times at the plate. Here's another 2-1. A little bit high. It's now 3-1.
Can't really blame Anderson for pitching carefully to a batter of this stature. This game could be decided by 1 run, so every pitch to these guys that are capable of leaving the yard, very important.
So the 3-1, it hit him right in the back. So Bierman hit by a pitch on a 3-1, second base runner of the day for Jesuit on a walk and a hit batter. Now that'll bring up Connor O'Brien, the left fielder for Jesuit.
Left fielder, number 12, Connor O'Brien.
Interesting. That was a little bit wild. I don't know. No chance that was a payback for the previous batter that was hit, huh?
I don't know.
You hate to
It's
put any
possible.
runner on base in a game like this, so
Yeah,
it's silly to even suggest it, but it just 3-1, that wasn't even close to a strike. Although I have seen Anderson on occasion, as he raises his front leg kick, kicks him off and pulls him toward first base. He gets a little out of whack balance-wise. That might be what happened right there.
So the runner at first is Bierman, Connor O'Brien, bunting and bunts it foul. It's 0-1. Jesuit again trying to break out on top here.
We could have one of those situations where first team to one is going to win the game. Getting ahead, getting that early lead, settles nerves, creates a little sense of confidence. You swing a lot freer and easier once you get that first run on the board. How many stolen bases this year Bierman has? I hate to see a 6'6" guy barreling down into second base.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the numbers on that, but I think it'd be a large amount. The 0-1 is swing and a miss.
I'm guessing I can count it on one hand.
It's 0-2 now. It's his O'Brien swings and misses.
Well, lower half of the order is going to have to produce. All the attention is going to be on those first 5 hitters each lineup.
0-2 is fouled back to the backstop again. It remains 0-2. Anderson looks in and blows it by him again. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. O'Brien strikes out. Third strikeout now for Sean Anderson. 2 outs in the second as Bierman stays at first.
Anderson went right in his kitchen, right on the inside half of the plate, blew it right past his hands. Joey Altieri now hitting from the left side.
Altieri takes the first pitch for ball 1-0. So a runner in each inning so far for Jesuit. They left 1 on base. American Heritage has left 3 on so far. They had 2 on in the first inning. There's a drive down the right field line, and that is going to get just foul into the corner. 338 down that right field line. Altieri just missed one that could have at least driven in Bierman into the corner. But it'll be 1-1.
With 2 outs, there is a good chance. I don't know Bierman's total speed on the base pass, but that ball rattles around in the corner. Very good chance with 2 outs, the runner from first base scores.
1-1 is hit into left field, and that is going to drop for a base hit.
Well, there's a good example of being able to hit the ball both directions. Pulled one foul down the right field line, and now he sends one out to left field for a base knock.
Yeah, it was a good job. Altieri, the first hit of the game for Jesuit into left field. And runners out first and second with 2 outs for Ricky Escobar, the center fielder.
Escobar batting in the 9 hole. Going to be asked right here to deliver a clutch 2-out hit.
That wind really kicking up now.
Left fielder a little bit shallower than right and center.
Altieri is committed to USF. And Escobar at the plate swings and misses, actually fouls it off. It's 0-1. Escobar may walk on at Wake Forest, hitting near 400 for most of the year in the number 9 spot. Not bad for the Jesuit Tigers. It's 0-1 now with the runners at first and second and 2 outs.
That's a nice luxury.
Anderson looks in. Now looks to the plate. And the 0-1 is swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Escobar swinging right over the top of that one. Quickly 0-2.
Something other than the fastball. Looked like that might have had a little wrinkle, maybe a changeup with a cut. That ball ran away from him.
So 0-2 now the count. Escobar with 2 on and 2 outs. And the pitch on the way is strike 3. And they will complete the strikeout with the tag, and Anderson gets 2 more Ks as Escobar swings it well outside the side of the strike zone. Jesuit leaves 2 on in the second. No runs, 1 hit, a hit batter, no errors, 2 left on as Jesuit is now left 3 on through 2 innings. We go to the third. No score between American Heritage and Tampa Jesuit in this 5A semifinal here on the FHSAA network.
Go to Facebook.com/FHSAA and become a fan. You keep up with teams of people who help make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Follow on Twitter at FHSAA for instant news and updates, along with information on issues that affect Florida high schools. Be a fan of it all.
We move to the top of the third in our 5A semifinal game. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit. Both teams now have 1 hit, and both teams have left 3 on base through the first 2 innings. American Heritage will go back to the top of the order. It'll be Gabe man, I cannot get this one. Gabe Aricharia.
Well, for you that cannot see the graphic on this name, it's Aurrecoechea.
He hits the first pitch into center field, but moving in, making the play is the center fielder Escobar. Boy, that ball hit well and on a line, but right to the center fielder. And quickly out on the first pitch is Aricharia.
Aricharia,
yes.
That's my best attempt at it.
1 out. Now Brandon Lopez, who singled was left stranded back in the first. That's the only hit of the game so far for the American Heritage Patriots.
Aricharia, he struck that ball extremely well, caught up to a fastball. Unfortunately for him, it was right at the center fielder.
And that is in for a strike 1-1 to Lopez.
The umpire's strike call, to me, looks like he's saying that the ball is high, the way he flattens his hand out, but it's actually his patented strike call.
Swing and a miss, now 1-2. You're right. I noticed that earlier. I thought it was a ball. I thought he was signaling high. See that a lot. 1-2, though, the count now to Lopez. McCullers gets him. I guess he was looking to try to check his swing, but it's strike 3 either way. Another curveball for McCullers. And now quickly we have 2 outs. It's 6 strikeouts for Lance McCullers, who has at least 1 in every inning. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, now 1 here in the third. There's Zach Collins, the catcher, who struck out in the first inning as well.
Well, extremely effective McCullers. You can see why he racks up a lot of pitch counts with all the strikeouts. Difficult for hitters to make contact.
First pitch to the ball, 1-0. Well, 2-0. And hit in the air to left field. Moving now back a few steps. Wind having problems out there, and the ball drops. Right behind Connor O'Brien, and into second goes Collins. That wind has really picked up here in the last 10-15 minutes. You could tell O'Brien got twisted around. At first he had a beat on it, then it just kept moving and moving. Well, and that's going to drop.
On top of the wind, not making excuses for the left fielder, but O'Brien is looking into a gray sky, cloudy situation that just gives you a tough sky to pick the ball up. He obviously lost the ball and couldn't recover in time once he found it to get to the spot.
Kevin Williams is going to run for the catcher. Collins at second. That is a double for Zach Collins. So Williams, the courtesy runner at second with 2 outs. Here's Danny Zardon, the third baseman who walked in the first. Second hit of the game for American Heritage.
Zardon, your proverbial cleanup hitter hitting in the 4-hole, going to be asked to capitalize on this, call it a hit, but in reality, we all know that was a can of corn out there in the outfield except for the conditions.
Pitch misses low to Zardon, 1-0. Hasn't been a 1-2-3 inning yet in this game. This team has had a base run in every inning, still no runs. Pitch is a little bit low, and it's 2-0.
Yeah,
1-1, pardon me.
Sometimes, Marty, the occasion when you get an awkward base hit like that, or let's call it a fluke fly ball that lands in, as a pitcher, when you have the kind of stuff McCullers, you have a tendency to want to overthrow and not allow anybody to hit the ball again. So we'll see if he can get back in his groove.
And it misses 2-1. On deck is Esteban Puerta, the DH.
Left fielder playing deep. Right field a little bit shallower.
And that'll even it up 2-2 as the strike down the middle. So
threw the breaking ball there.
2-2 with 2 outs, the runner at second base.
Missed inside.
Yeah,
tried to
missed
throw
it that
another inside corner breaking ball. Didn't quite catch the corner.
So full count 3-2. McCullers has walked 1, hit a batter, and allowed 2 hits. Full count pitch is chopped foul over near the Jesuit dugout. It remains full 3-2.
Because of the earlier weather conditions, when it was raining at 9 o'clock, the cameras were not allowed to be set up in center field, so you're not getting that traditional center field look at the strike zone today.
And 3-2 is low ball 4.
That was pretty close, but McCullers will go back to work on the next hitter.
Zardon walks for the second time today. First and second, 2 outs. There's Esteban Puerta, who struck out in the first.
Well, Esteban Puerta, as designated hitter, this is his one and only job, how he can contribute today. Let's see if he can make something good happen. There's a ground ball.
And he chops it to third, but an easy play over there as Chacon will step on third for the fielder's choice 5, an assist, and that will end the top of the third for American Heritage. No runs in the inning, 1 hit. There was a walk and 2 left on base. As American Heritage is left 5 on through the first 3 at-bats. We go to the bottom of the third. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit in this 5A semifinal. You're watching it from Port St. Lucie Digital Domain Park here on the FHSAA network. That's really picking up. I have a feeling we got some weather moving in. Clouds are starting to get a little bit darker. All right, we go now to the bottom of the third, and still no score between American Heritage and Jesuit. Jesuit will have top of the order, led by Vincent Mignette, the second baseman, leading off. He flew out to right, is only at bat. Both teams with a hit. 5 left on base for the Patriots, 3 for the Jesuit Tigers heading to the bottom of the third. And yet flew out to right field his first time up, 0 for 1. First pitch is hit over his head, and it's 1-0. Sean Anderson, through 2 innings, has allowed a hit batter, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. The 1-0 is hit just fouled on the third base line out of play. It's 1-1. Won the count. Hit in the air, foul out of play down on the right field side. To the seats and on to the into the bullpen. It's 1-2. It's cooled off a couple of degrees, now 87 according to our scoreboard.
We got complete cloud cover now. No more sunshine. The sun that's coming is coming through the clouds. Both teams have had their chances in the early innings here. No one's cashed in just yet.
1-2 to the leadoff hitter Mignette is to hit him. Well, it's the second batter hit by Anderson in as many innings. So a leadoff runner for Jesuit at the bottom of the third. Now Spencer Traynor will come up. The runner at first, nobody out.
Well, the goal here, if he sacrifice bunts, is to make the first baseman field the ball, getting the guarantee that the runner moves up. First baseman's got to stay holding the runner on. Third baseman has an opportunity to crash and maybe get the lead runner. Ball pushed up the first base line, but swept foul by the pitcher.
It's foul. It's 0-1. Good idea there by Traynor. Maybe been bunting for a hit. Definitely trying to move that runner over there with nobody out.
These are the kind of plays that drive coaches crazy. All they want you to do is execute, but it's not as simple as it looks. You know the old saying, the game gets easier the further away from the dirt you get.
Runner first Mignette there to lead off the bottom of the third. The 0-1, good showing bunts, a pitch out. Nobody going though, and it's 1-1.
Just like when you watch the NBA and you got to watch these guys making millions of dollars shooting free throws, you think, oh, I could shoot better than that. I'd like to see somebody go up there to the plate and try to bunt a 90-something mile an hour fastball or an 86 mile an hour breaking ball.
Throw to first, runner back in, standing up.
But if you want to win a ball game, you got to execute these little things. So we'll see if they can execute the bunt here again. There it is, but back to the pitcher.
It is. They got to play it second, and they get the out. Good job by Anderson, who throws it to the shortstop. Good throw there to Brandon Lopez. The fielder's choice goes 1-6. And out is Mignette at second. To first goes Traynor with 1 out. So unable to move the runner over is Traynor. That'll bring up Lance McCullers, who struck out swinging in the first.
Big game baseball. That's a key play. It has to be executed. We'll see if McCullers can erase the mistake and get a base hit of his own.
McCullers hitting left-handed, and misses outside. Nope. It's called a strike.
Maybe an opportunity for McCullers to see some pitches to hit. Had they bunted him over, they might have pitched around him with the base open at first base. But batting third, he's better known as a pitcher, but he is a great athlete and can definitely hold his own in that 3-hole.
That misses inside, and it's.
I guess you can't have both sides, both corners of the plate. He got the outside corner call, did not get the inside corner call.
So 2-0 the count.
There's a drive.
Hitting the air to center field, but backing up a few steps and making the play out there is the center fielder, Arachochia.
Just got under it just a little bit.
Yeah, hit it well, but to the deepest part of the ballpark. 4-10 out the center. Now there's 2 outs as Trainer will retreat to first base. Nolan Schultz, the catcher, struck out as only about 0 for 1. Schultz struck out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Runner at first base now, 2 outs. No score here in the bottom of the third. Anderson steps out. Now it's 1-0 to Schultz. Not a very big lead at first for Trainer. And the 1-0 on the way is hit to second slowly. That will be an easy play over there for Brandon Diaz, who throws him out. Schultz 4-3 from the third out in the third. So a hit batter and a runner left on base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the 4th inning. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit here on the FHSAA Network. Our 5A state semifinal from Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie. To the top of the 4th we go. No score between American Heritage and Champa Jesuit. The teams have combined for 3 hits so far and have left 5 on for American Heritage, 4 left on for Jesuit through 3 innings of play as Lance McCullers continues on the mound for the Jesuit Tigers. Marty Pullman here along with Mark Schambach, and it's quickly moving first day, really. 4 games today, and we hope to keep moving through this second game. It's taking almost an hour though to play 3 innings. Both pitchers do not necessarily work quickly. They also have had a few base runners each way. And there's a base hit into left field for Brandon Messens leading off the top of the 4th. So another runner for American Heritage who's left 5 on through the first 3. Leadoff single in the 4th. There's David Villar, the first baseman, struck out in the 2nd inning. And now over at first is Bison's tying his shoelace. That pitch.
Little things matter in big games like this, and Jesuit failed to execute on the sacrifice last inning. Let's see if American Heritage can counter with a good opportunity here to move a runner in scoring position.
Well, a 1-0 from McCullers showing bunt, pulling it back, the pitch is low, and it's 2-0.
A little late square there. I'm not really sure if that was an attempt at a sacrifice or what.
And this time it is bunted back to the backstop.
Not very pretty, whatever it was.
No, it was 2-1. Villar was looking to move the runner over, but got the bat stuck out and popped it back. Two and 1 the count, and the pitch again, bunt shown, it's bunted foul. So now it's 2-2.
Well, this is just a testament. If any youngsters out there are watching this game at home, you can be the best hitter on your team. You could be the biggest home run hitter, but there are going to be occasions when you got a flamethrower out there that you just, all you need to do is make the ball go into fair play and execute, get that guy over. You only need to win 1-0.
Pitch up high. They'll throw to first behind the runner. Almost go. They did get him. I don't know about that. We're going to have a little bit of an argument over there.
Quick slap tag by Max Bierman. Did a nice job of getting the tag down quickly.
Yeah, here comes Bruce Avon. To me, he was safe. They have a good look down there at first base.
Well, there's nobody closer to the play than the umpire with the best angle looking at it right there. So
Bison's out 2-3 after the leadoff single. That erases him and 1 out, and he's having a quick chat down there at first base. So there goes the leadoff runner there for American Heritage in the 4th.
Not much you can argue on a judgment call like that. He got to call what he saw. If he saw him catch him before he got back into the bag, made the right call. Really,
well, they're all judgment calls.
Really what a coach is doing there, he's not arguing that call. He's arguing to work for the next call. He's just trying to help politely. There's another hit batter.
No, that's ball 4, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Villar walks, so McCullers with his 3rd walk. Put a lot of runners on base in this game. They just picked one off, and now Villar will go to first with 1 out. Boy, if that runners had picked off, he got first and second, nobody out all of a sudden for American Heritage here in the top of the 4th. So here's Dallas Perez, the right fielder. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd.
McCullers flirting with a little danger here.
Hit into center field, and that is going to be off the glove of the center field. They still have a play at second, and it's in time.
Very casual throw by the center fielder.
Escobar
just barely got him at second base.
Came in for the diving play. It looked like he had him, but it went off of his glove. And, of course, Villar had to hold up, and the throw barely beat Villar into second. That put out is going to go 8-6.
Villar had to freeze. It looked like, for all practical purposes, he was going to make the shoestring diving forward catch. Ball did trickle off the glove. Here we go. Ground ball to third.
With 2 outs. The throw is in time as the play made over there by Adrian Chacon. He throws out Brandon Diaz on the first pitch. And again, American Heritage frustrated. They leave more runners on base. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. American Heritage nothing. Jesuit nothing here in this 5A semifinal on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie here in 1 minute. It does count as a hit, right? All right, only 1 hit in that last inning for American Heritage. That was a fielder's choice, actually, so they have no runs on 1 hit. They have 3 hits now in the game to the Patriots, and they have now left 6 on through 4 innings, no score. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Jesuit with 1 hit. They have left 4 on base, and they will have 5, 6, 7, Chacon, Bierman, and O'Brien here in the bottom of the 4th. These 2 teams have combined for 4 state championships. American Heritage, their only state title in 2008, pardon me, and then Jesuit with 3, so in the 90s, 94, 97, and then 2000. And good one so far. We expected this to be a good ball game between one poll had Jesuit number 1, American Heritage 6th. Another one had them Jesuit 2nd, American Heritage 14th. So good ball game to bring us our second 5A semifinal. Ponte Vedra awaits the winner of this game tomorrow at 4:05 in the 5A state championship game. Chacon, the 3rd baseman, will bat to lead off the bottom of the 4th. He rounded out his only at bat.
Well, we're actually seeing shadows on the field. That means the sun came back out, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is back out there. It's down that third base side. You can see the light tension there. That's hit into left field, but right at the Patriots left fielder on the run. Brandon Vicens makes the catch, and that's one out.
Chacon hits a rope you could hang all the team laundry out on. That was a line drive. Barely made the left fielder move.
Well, he hit it well, but Chacon hits into bad luck. He's 0 for 2. And now here's Max Bierman, hit by a pitch in the second, was left stranded. And that is a strike, 0-1.
Impressed the way both teams are swinging the bats, but so far, nobody's stringing any together.
Swing and a miss. Bierman now is behind 0-2.
Anderson pulled a string on that one.
Sean Anderson was only allowed 1 hit through 3 1/3. He's hit a batter, hit 2 actually, and has 1 walk as well. And it warmed up a bit again to 89 with the sun coming back out. The wind settled down a little bit here. There's strike 3. Bierman takes called strike 3 for the second out here in the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts now for Anderson. That's 2 outs. Connor O'Brien, the left fielder, bats. He is struck out. There's only a plate appearance. 2 outs with nobody on for Jesuit here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0.
O'Brien probably would be batting in the top 3 on most teams, but on this team, talent laden.
1-0 hit foul off to the right out of play. It's even a 1-1.
Left fielder got tied up on a fly ball up in the clouds. Lost the ball. Gave American Heritage a runner earlier. Looking to make amends here with a base knock.
1-1 on the way. Ooh, he couldn't check his swing. Unable to hold up was O'Brien. Now it's 1-2.
I wonder if that stanchion shadow that's hanging out right over home plate makes it difficult to pick the ball up at all. It's not a very big shadow, but it is a shadow nevertheless.
1-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch on the way from Anderson is up high, even 2-2.
I have to admit I was not a believer at 9 o'clock this morning when it was raining that we were going to get all the games in today, but so far so good. It's looking great.
Knock on wood. 2-2 with 2 outs. And the pitch on the way. Nope, O'Brien steps out. And now Anderson looks back in. And check the swing. Call the ball, so it's full 3-2. First base umpire says no swing. So full again, 3-2 with 2 outs. On deck, it's Joey Altieri, who singled for the only hit of the game for Jesuit back in the second inning. And the full count pitch is strike 3. Swinging right through it, it's O'Brien. He strikes out for the second time today. And 6 strikeouts now for Sean Anderson. No runs, no hits, no errors. First 1, 2, 3 inning of the day. Jesuit goes quickly in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the fifth. Still no score in our 5A semifinal here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in just a moment.
And no errors. Montevideo.
All right, we go to the top of the 5th. And American Heritage will have the top of the order again. It'll be Retorchia leading off. He is 0 for 2 today with a grounder out 3-1 and a fly to center. And the first pitch is a strike 0-1 from Lance McCullers.
Neither pitcher can get a lead to work with, so they're going to have to continue to pitch shutout ball if they're going to expect to win, it looks like.
Not seen a lot of runs today. These games, 1-0 in 9 innings in their first game, 5-0 in the last game, and 4 of those runs coming in the 6th for Pace, and no runs today here in the 5th. 1-2 the count. We said pitching may dominate. Teams aren't hitting the home runs like they did a year ago. In this big of a ballpark, pitching can dominate. The 1-2 is foul back. All right. What? There. 1-2 the count. Thanks. And it misses outside, 2-2. Come here. All right. Yeah.
Well, McCullers goes to 2-2. Doesn't want to give up another leadoff base runner.
Swing and a miss on the 3-2. And it's strike 3. And he strikes out. He's 0 for 3 today. And another K for McCullers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's had at least one in every inning but the 5th. And that's 1 out. Lopez now, Brandon Lopez, 1 for 2 will bat, and we're going to have a switch out in left field.
Outfielder switch.
We'll see that every day. I may be setting up for something later, as Daniel Portales will go into left field, replacing Connor O'Brien. So Portales to left.
You remember the ball that dropped earlier. Who knows? Maybe O'Brien's having a contact problem or something with all this wind.
That's a good point.
That's just a guess out of the left field. Pardon the pun.
Pitch misses. First pitch misses 1-0. There's the 1-0 to Lopez. Hits it into right field. That's trouble, and that's going to drop. Lopez has 2 hits right in front of the right fielder Leland Sale. And Lopez 2 for 3. Has 2 of the 4 hits for American Heritage.
Well, a lot of base runners, not a lot of runs.
1 out. Here is Zach Collins. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. He hit that ball that went over the left fielder's head, the old left fielder, back in the 3rd inning. First pitch is the ball, 1-0. American Heritage has had at least 1 runner in every inning. They've left so far 6 on base. 1-0, misses low and outside. It's 2-0. Last inning, Jesuit went 1-2-3. That was the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for either team. But, as again, still no runs. 2-0, ball 3. McCullers behind again. He has walked 3. He has hit a batter today. Allowed now 4 hits. Jesuit back-to-back state runners-up the last 2 years in Class 4A. Archbishop McCarthy was one of the best teams in the country both years. This year, trying to win it in 5A, Archbishop McCarthy moved to 6A. Actually, call that a strike, so it's 3-1.
We've seen Collins yank one down the right field line.
He pops this one up into left field. Now Portales is going to get a shot at it and will make the play easily, even with the wind. Not really bad that time. Portales, though, makes the play. And Collins flies out to left. 2 outs. Collins again goes to left field as he did last time up. So with 2 outs, there's Danny Zardon, the third baseman, has walked twice today.
McCullers looks like he's made up his mind. He's not going to let Zardon be the one that beats him. He's pitching him very carefully.
There's a breaking pitch in for a strike. Late call there.
In for a
strike. Ball high. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, it's nice to have umpires with a little character in their movements out there. We put him together with the bat flipper, and we got something.
Tell you, they some umpires I've seen take too long almost to call strikes. Some of them you don't really know where they're calling them.
Very dramatic. Oh.
Line drive to third. A shot hit right over to third base, and Chacon makes the play for out number 3 here at the top of the 5th. Another hit for American Heritage. They leave another runner on base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. And that is 7 now left on base for the Patriots. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score. American Heritage nothing. Tampa Jesuit nothing in the 5A semifinals here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in just a minute. All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score. As we look for our first run in these 5A semifinals, kind of similar to our first 5A semifinal. The difference was Bonaventure and Clay didn't really have as many base runners. They did have some hits, but these 2 teams have had plenty of base runners and nothing to show for it so far. Marty Paulman along with Mark Schambach here on the FHSAA network. And there goes the wind again.
Well, these are gusts that are coming with the bands of. We had some tornado watches up around my neighborhood up north of Orlando just yesterday. So, in Florida, like I say, you don't like the weather, just wait around. It'll change a little bit. I mean, there's constantly something changing.
Well, here's Altieri, the DH, 8-9-1 for Jesuit in the bottom of the 5th. Altieri still has the only hit of the game for the Tigers back in the 2nd inning.
Well struck ball. See if he can square another one up against Anderson.
Jesuit bench now on their feet trying to get something, get the team fired up here against Sean Anderson. And he chops the first pitch to second, and that will be an easy play there for Brandon Diaz. Throws him out for out number 1. So Altieri goes after the first pitch and grounds out. So 1 out. Here's Ricky Escobar, the center fielder.
You know, Marty, as dominant as McCullers was earlier in the game, it looks like they're catching up to his fastball and have been hitting him a little bit harder as the game goes along. We'll see if he makes an adjustment next inning and throws a few more breaking balls. Of course, he was getting behind in counts, so they're predictable strike fastball counts.
Now on the other side, Sean Anderson, who allowed a walk in the first, a hit batter and a single in the second, a leadoff hit batter in the third, is now retired 7 in a row. So he's really settled down against this Jesuit lineup. It's fouled off by Escobar. It's 1-1. Escobar, a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. And Anderson has struck out 6 and walked 1, hit 2 batters, allowed 1 hit.
Both pitchers doing a fine job. Anderson seems to be under very good control, except for the occasion when he gets off balance leaning toward first base as he arches his back.
Look out. Right below us here.
occasionally you'll see him when his high leg kick goes up and he arches his back a little bit towards first base, his whole body will tilt back and he'll lose balance. When he stays over his back foot and drives toward the plate, he's extremely accurate.
1-2 the count. Escobar fouled that one back right below us here, and here's the 1-2 on the way. And did he go?
Yes.
Now play umpire says he did. Strike 3. And the tag applied by Zach Collins, so 2 outs. Escobar is a strikeout victim for the second time today. 7 strikeouts now for Sean Anderson.
Well, just a precaution, I would believe, but somebody is throwing in the bullpen for American Heritage.
2 outs back to the top of the order for Jesuit. Vincent Mignette, who has flown to right and been hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 1. Looks like we got a right-hander just kind of soft tossing down there.
That would be number 23.
Dominic Mancini. Tall right-hander. Mignette is behind 0-1 as he fouls it off. Jesuit with a little bit of unfinished business this year. That pitch is inside 1-1. Losing, nope, Kari called it a strike, inside corner.
Marty, does American Heritage have a save stat on their stat sheet over there?
Actually, that is 21, pardon me.
No, that's who's on the main
sorry.
mound.
I'm sorry, they were showing my bad. That was Anderson being shown. It's 23. Looking for saves. That's outside 1-2. Yes, Brandon Diaz with 4. Mancini has 2. And Alex Seibel with 1. So Mancini could be used as a closer.
Seems to be his role today in today's game anyways. Just wanted to make sure. Ooh, that ball bounced in the bullpen.
1-2 outside.
Up, almost hit the photographer in the head as it bounced off of the tarp.
Wow.
Bounced right over the camera lens. That would have ruined a really expensive camera lens had it hit the lens. Probably would have left a mark if it hit him in the head.
2-2. The count, that happening down the first baseline here. And the 2-2 on the way is popped up. And in short right field, moving out, making the play in fair territory is the second baseman. That's Brandon Diaz. And another 1-2-3 inning for Sean Anderson, who's having no problems at all right now with his Jesuit lineup. 1-2-3 go the Tigers. We go to the 6th. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit still in this 5A semifinal game on the FHSAA network. We'll be back in a minute.
To purchase photos from the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals, visit Glossy Finish Photography on the World Wide Web at fhsaa.glossyfinish.com. You can then order print and posters of the players online. But why wait? Find a Glossy Finish brand ambassador in a red vest during the championship games, and they can make sure your favorite player has their photo taken. Glossy Finish, official photographer of the FHSAA Finals. Fans are reminded to please stay off the field. We need your help in keeping the field at Digital Domain Park in top condition. Thank you for your cooperation.
To the top of the 6th we go in this 5A semifinal. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit. And the Patriots will have 5, 6, and 7. Esteban Puerta, the DH, leading off against Lance McCullers. And Puerta takes the first pitch low, 1-0. So 4 hits for American Heritage, only 1 for Jesuit, but no score again as we go to the top of the 6th. The 1-0 on the way from Lance McCullers is a little bit high. It's 2-0. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we are scheduled for our second 6A semifinal of the day between Lakewood Ranch out of Bradenton. And that pitch misses up high. It's 3-0. Nope, called a late strike. I got to watch for that. It's 2-1. And Archbishop McCarthy out of Southwest Ranches. That is tonight's 6A semifinal. The winner of that game will play Pace tomorrow night at 7:05 for the 6A championship. Swing and a miss there by Puerta. Now it's 2-2. The Pace Patriots out of the Panhandle defeating Melbourne 5-0 in an earlier semifinal. Called strike 3. McCullers drops in a curveball over the outside corner after getting behind 3-0. He comes back with the strikeout, and that is now 8 strikeouts for McCullers, who actually had 5 through the first 2 innings, only 3 in the last, now 3 and a third, but it's 1 out here in the top of the 6th.
Well, good news for McCullers. Get that leading out, get back on track here. It looks like it's going to take a shutout to win this ball game, so neither pitcher can afford to falter.
There's Brandon Bisons, who struck out, singled, and was picked off first back in the 4th inning. Fouls it over there by third base coach's box. It's 1-1. Mike Radout will be back tonight here with Mark Schambach. We really appreciate joining us for these finals and know you're enjoying it.
Well,
it's good baseball to see.
Nice flashback for me, having played in a high school state championship.
That is a fair ball down the third base line, and it might be extra bases. The throw, though, will be cut off, and it is a double for Brandon Bisons, who's 2 for 3, and now there's your go-ahead run at second with 1 out. 5th hit of the game for the American Heritage Patriots.
Just when I thought McCullers was back on track, somebody turned one right back around. Stand-up, sliding in double, but a legit line drive down the left field line.
And now we'll have action in the Jesuit bullpen for the first time today.
McCullers has thrown a lot of pitches in back-to-back outings now, so he may be at the end of his session here for the day.
Well, it looks like Connor O'Brien, who came out, that's another reason why he came out from left field earlier. Left-hander is warming up now. And another right-hander. Actually, O'Brien's the right-hander.
Waiting for another catcher down there.
John Kilichowski, the left-hander, who may be the starter tomorrow if Jesuit won. 0-1 to Villar, and
that's a delayed strike call.
0-2. Villar cannot hold up his swing, so now McCullers ahead 0-2. Talking to Coach Warren, Kilichowski was his option for the championship game. Actually, it was either going to be him or McCullers today, and then whoever was left over for Friday. Swing and a miss, and McCullers comes back with another strikeout.
Quick work there.
Villar strikes out for the 2nd time today. He's 0 for 2. 9 Ks for McCullers, and that's a big second out with a runner still at second base. So here's Dallas Perez, the right fielder for American Heritage. He is hit by a pitch, hit into a fielder's choice, and was forced out at second base back in the 4th on a ball that was hit in the center field. So he's 0 for 1 today. And
delayed strike call again.
Yes, it was. Actually, he hit the ball, did Perez, into center field. It glanced off the glove of the center fielder Escobar, but then Villar was thrown out at second on the play. Line drive to first, leaping catch over there made by Max Bierman.
Wow.
And that will bring it in to the 6th inning. Once again, American Heritage gets a runner on, and they leave them stranded. No runs.
It made it pay to be 6-6 on that play.
Yes. Big man over at first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still no score between American Heritage and Jesuit here in the 5A semifinals on the FHSAA network. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. No score, and 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Jesuit Tigers. Spencer Traynor will lead off. The shortstop, who's 0 for 1, walked and hit into a fielder's choice. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors for American Heritage. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for Tampa Jesuit as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Well, Marty, if Coach Warren could write the book the way he wants it to go, he wants to get a run, and he may go to his left-hander to close out the game. McCullers not exactly fooling everybody. He is racking up the strikeouts, but that's increasing his pitch count. And he may, have $1 million arm there, so I don't know how much further they want to go with him. They do have somebody still throwing in the middle innings, which leads me to believe he's not going to go very far. Maybe if a base runner gets on next inning, they'll make a move. First, they got to get a run.
Well, here is the North Carolina commitment, Spencer Traynor, leading off. First pitch from Sean Anderson, who that was way up and in. A little bit of a message sent there maybe to Traynor. 9 in a row have been set down by Anderson after a leadoff hit batter in the third. Here's the 1-0. And Traynor pops that one foul. That's going to come up near the press box, and it's now 1-1.
McCullers on deck. May have to do some of the damage for himself.
I still have Kilichowski down there in the bullpen warming up for Jesuit. And again, the right-hander in the bullpen as well for American Heritage is Dominic Benzini.
It is very interesting watching this umpire work. When a ball is thrown that's near the strike zone, you have to wait a good 2 seconds to find out if it is or is not a strike.
2-1 is hit fouled on the right side. That'll get out of play. And it's 2-2. The sun has gone back under the clouds. I can look towards the coast here. It is raining over near the beach to our east, and looks like to our north, but it's fine right here at Digital Domain Park right now. Hit back to the screen. It's 2-2. I feel like we've been dodging it all day, which is good news. We are on schedule so far.
Our other colleague, Mike Radout, mentioned that this area is pretty well known for being kind of a drier area, and part of one of the reasons why they picked this zone to be put in this ballpark. And we're certainly fortunate today.
Yeah, and it was raining when we got here this morning, but then it stopped. It wasn't raining very hard. It was raining hard all around us. 2-2 is, must have been called strike 3.
Like I said,
late call.
It's a sense of drama every time a pitch goes up to the plate to see.
Well,
I don't know. Is he flipping a coin? What do you think the delay is? He just wants to be sure.
Didn't move, so I think he thought it was a ball.
It looked a little up to me, but I'm, 4 rows up.
We're up
here in the press box.
Well, that's 8 strikeouts for Anderson, 1 out here in the 6th. Traynor strikes out looking. Here's Lance McCullers. He's over 2. Gotta wait, and it's a strike. Gonna wait now. It's 0-1.
It's getting a little comical now. It's.
I think we have a little bit of a. You mentioned the ability, and we've been lucky as McCullers fouls it off the left out of play. It's 0-2 to our first 3 years here. Really not having many delays. Maybe one day or two with longer delays, but it's interesting to think that one area may not get as much rain as the other, but it's Florida.
I have been in ball games myself where it's raining in the field right next door and not raining on the field we're actually playing on. Where 2 ball games are going on at the same time at a tournament, and you'll have one going on and one being held up.
Hit into center field, backing up, and almost near the warning track, making the catch out there is Arachia, and that's 2 outs as McCullers flies out deep to center.
That's about a 390-foot out maybe right there.
McCullers has flown out twice to center now in the game, so 2 outs. Here's the catcher, Nolan Schultz. Well, that is the definition of isolated thunderstorms, which we have in Florida.
Here comes our 2 most colorful people right here at the dish. We got an umpire that likes to make a delayed drama strike call, and you got Schultz with the unique style of flipping the bat in the pre-at bat.
Bat twirler, Nolan Schultz. As the pitch is a ball 1-0.
Relaxing motion, flipping it forward and then behind his back and forth.
Anderson, because retired 11 in a row, it's fouled off at the plate by Schultz, 1-1. Schultz has struck out and grounded to second.
Well, once again, trying to battle with 2 outs to mount a rally. Jesuit in the hole here.
1-1. And Schultz tried to check his swing. He did, says the first base umpire.
No, he gave him the safe call.
Yeah, he checked the swing. I'm sorry. It's 2-1.
Oh, he did check it. I misunderstood. There you go. The double negative there on my part.
2-1. Now the pitch on the way again from Anderson is outside, and now it's 3-1. Anderson only walk was way back in the first inning. Hasn't allowed a runner since the third. Now behind 3-1 against Nolan Schultz. Must be the bat twirl. There it is. As you see Anderson there, and Schultz twirling that bat. 3-1. Hit in the air to center field. Eric Chio now heading to his left into right field. He'll make the play, and that'll end the bottom of the sixth. So 1-2-3 goes Jesuit again. That's 12 in a row retired by Sean Anderson. To the seventh we go. Looks like one run might win it again. No score between American Heritage and Jesuit in this 5A semifinal game here on the FHSAA network.
After 6 innings, no score between American Heritage Plantation and Tampa Jesuit. For the Patriots, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. And for the Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. While we have the opportunity, let's recap the scores from today's earlier games. In a Class 5A semifinal, Pontevedra defeated Clay 1-0 in 9 innings. In a Class 6A semifinal, Pace defeated Melbourne 5-0.
All right, welcome back to Port St. Lucie as we go to the top of the seventh. We do have a new pitcher in for the Jesuit Tigers, the left-hander John Kilichowski, and don't have his most recent stats, but through the regular season he was 3-0, no ERA. I don't know if that's changed since then. 26 in the third innings pitched that allowed 6 hits, 8 walks, 36 strikeouts. So he will enter the game with no score.
Kilichowski's a 6'5" junior.
Yeah, he's a tall left-hander. McCullers out of the game. He's out of the game completely. He's not in the field. 6 innings pitched for McCullers. 5 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. And he also hit a batter, so he worked out of trouble well and kept his team in this game into the top of the seventh. So now you'll see the left-hander Kilichowski enter the game, and he will face for American Heritage the 9-1-2 part of the order. Brandon Diaz, the second baseman, is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a grounder to third, will lead off. Sean Anderson on the American Heritage side has retired 12 Jesuit hitters in a row. First pitch on the way is strike outside corner. It's 0-1. I tell you, Mark and I have done 2 games today, and in a combined 15 innings, we've had 1 run. 2 games. 0-1 is inside, 1-1.
I can tell you who's smiling right now, and that would be the folks at Pontevedra, knowing that these 2 teams are going to have to extend. If this goes extra innings, at least they'll be on an equal footing come championship game.
Well, the good news is, too, that Jesuits had to use both their pitchers today. 1-1, as Diaz tries to bunt, fouls it off 1-2. Of course, Pontevedra, no stranger to extending ball games. In their 4 regional games now, including today, they've played 9 innings 3 times. In the regional quarterfinals, the regional final, and the state semifinal today against Clay. They won it 1-0. They won it 3-2 in the regional quarterfinal against Paxson, 2-1. The regional final against West Florida out of Pensacola, and then again today over Clay, Green Cove Springs Clay, 1-0. 1-2 has popped up on the infield, actually going to make it into right field. Coming in to make the play is Leland Sale for the first out. Diaz pops up to right.
Well, right now, right field is going to become the next sun field to have conditions unfavorable. On any low liners, you're going to have a ball going right into that sun, or any throws coming from the catcher to the first baseman could potentially end up in the first baseman's sun view.
So here is Gabe Archichoa. 0 for 3 today. And a strike, 0-1. You mentioned that too, the sun field. The sun is back out. Shadows starting to creep in again on the third base side, the left field side. The 0-1, and they hit him. Ilachowski with a breaking pitch, and he hit him.
Eric Chichia as a leadoff, I would expect him to be running in this situation here.
I think Richie Warren trying to say he didn't get out of the way of that pitch. Or it hit him. It's a quick argument. He's down to first base with 1 out, so there's a go-ahead run here in the top of the 7th. And now a guy in Brandon Lopez who has 2 hits. 2 for 3 with 2 singles.
Well, lefty on the mound definitely can help out in holding the runner closer.
Lopez hits it into center. Boy, he did, but right at Escobar again in center and makes the play. And retreating back, the first is Eric Chichoa, but once again,
Marty, I can't tell you how many balls have been hit on the screws by both teams in this game, but right at the fielders. Really didn't have to go right or left. Took 1 step back, camped, and made the catch.
Such a deep ballpark here in Port St. Lucie, Digital Domain Park, home of the New York Mets, spring training home, the regular season home of the St. Lucie Mets of the Florida State League, who are on a road trip now for 8 days to Daytona and to Lakeland.
If these two teams played each other multiple times, Marty, I'd say it was great spray chart advanced scouting, but I have a feeling it's just bad luck by both teams.
1-0 to Zach Collins, who's 1 for 3. He has a double, also struck out and flown to left. Go to first, and back in standing is Eric Chichoa. Again, a throw to first.
Well, with 2 outs, pretty likely he's going on a pitch that he can get a good jump on. He's just trying to get a read. There's 3 different moves given. Now we'll see if he slide steps to the plate, give the catcher a shot at throwing him out.
1-0 the count. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And the pitch is popped up, out of play. It will make it out to the left side into the seats.
I got to believe when you're 6'5", Chilkowski doesn't have the quickest slide step to home plate, so he's got to rely on keeping the runner guessing over there at first base.
So we'll have a 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Pitch is outside, throw it on to second. Ooh, right under him. He slid under the tag, and it's a stolen base. He literally, I think, went between the legs.
That's hard to believe that
that
the glove and the ball with the ball in it didn't make contact with the runner as he was sliding there. But
good throw down by Schultz too.
Good strong throw, a little bit high, you know, about letters high, so the runner got down low enough to maybe get his feet in early.
So there's your runner in scoring position, though. The count is 1-2 with 2 outs.
Oh,
a little bit low, 2-2.
So close, hard to take that pitch. That was borderline.
So deuces are wild. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner at second.
Kilchowski now is taking a second, backing off. Wants to make sure he makes the right pitch here.
And here's the 2-2. In the dirt, ball 3. So full 3-2 now with Danny Zard on the third baseman on deck. One hit here could give you a run here in the top of the 7th. No score.
Don't be surprised right here if Arochachia takes off toward third if he feels like he can get a great jump. Nope.
3-2 is chopped slowly down the first baseline, foul. It remains full 3-2.
He is in scoring position already, but lefty versus lefty matchup here. He may be looking to extend his advantage, possibly score on a ground ball that is not cleanly played.
Three and 2 the count. And again, Chilichowski looks in, and it's ball 4.
He earned that walk.
Collins walks. And we have first and second with 2 outs, and Zardon has walked twice today, bats. He's 0 for 1 officially. And we'll have a runner at first base. And that will be number 7.
That's Kevin Williams.
Kevin Williams, who ran earlier in the game. He'll run again for Collins.
Catcher getting a little time to relax, get his gear back on with 2 outs. Well, they have chosen not to pitch to Zardon earlier when McCullers was throwing as a righty, running out of bases to put him right here. We'll see if the lefty attacks him in the strike zone.
Zardon again has walked twice, and he's grounded or popped to third. He's 0 for 1. Grounded to third, actually, as first pitch.
That's not a place you want to mess up with Zardon.
1-0. American Heritage fans on their feet. Zardon 4-15 coming in, pops it up. That'll make the seats.
Out of play, straight back.
Leads the American Heritage team, actually third in average. Second in tied for first with RBIs with 27. 28 RBI here would give them the lead in this state semifinal game. 1-1 the count. First and second, 2 outs. So Lachowski looks to second, and stepping out is Zardon. Both bullpens are now empty.
Well, it's a big hole they're leaving with the shortstop darting in, trying to hold the runner close. Guess they're looking to pitch him way outside here.
1-1 is...
That ball's inside.
Inside corner for a strike, 1-2.
Marty, I'm just very surprised the way they're jockeying in there with the way the defense is set up. You got Spencer Traynor.
1-2 is popped up, and on the infield, making the play just on the grass in left field is the shortstop, Traynor.
Big pitch, big out right there.
Yeah, it was. Kilichowski gets the job done, and American Heritage leaves 2 more on base. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, a hit batter, 2 left on. The Patriots have now left 10 on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 1 run can win it for Tampa Jesuit. No score in this FHSAA Class 5A semifinal. We'll be back to Port St. Lucie in just a moment.
Who they got coming up? 5, 6.
We head to the bottom of the 7th, and it'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Jesuit Tigers. It'll be Adrian Chacon, Max Bierman, and Connor O'Brien. Actually, O'Brien is still in the game, so he will hit up third in the order. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, that's right. Marty Paulman, Mark Schanbeck. And we will see if Jesuit can get a run. They haven't even had a base runner since the 3rd inning. Only 1 hit in this game, a single by Altieri back in the 2nd inning. Sean Anderson has retired 12 in a row for American Heritage. Adrian Chacon has popped up twice. Popped up and flied out 0 for 2. He hit one hard to left field earlier. And the first pitch from Anderson. And he went out one in the dirt to Chacon. It's 0-1. I think Chacon thought he may have held up. Richie Warren down in the third base coach's box. Says it's all right. So 0-1 the count. Yep. Chopped foul on the third base side as it goes past Warren down at third. 0-2. It's 91 degrees here now, according to the scoreboard in left field. That's the warmest it's been all day.
That is warm. I have a hard time believing it is actually 91 though. But the breeze is what makes it seem cooler. Maybe down there on the field it's a little bit hotter.
0-2 the count. Ahead again is Anderson. And it's hit to second. Nice backhanded play. And the throw to first in time. Good play up the middle again by Brandon Diaz. And Chacon hit it well, but right at the second baseman. 1 out.
Anderson very workmanlike. Looking to extend his innings and trying to pitch a complete game here. He's going to have to go to the 8th inning if he does to do it. But right now he's just wanting to make sure he extends the game.
Max Bierman has been hit by a pitch and struck out. He's 0 for 1. And he pops it high in the air down the left side into foul territory. And it's caught actually by the left fielder.
Ball carried a long way, a lot further, almost all the way to the pitcher's mound in the bullpen area.
Bisons makes the play in foul territory. Bierman pops up on the first pitch, so quickly 2 outs.
The ball was first hit. I thought that was going to be the shortstop's ball, but the left fielder came a long way and called everyone off. Made a nice catch.
So 2 outs, and we are 1 more out away from free baseball, which we had earlier today. Much to the dismay of our crew. Although we are still on, right now, we're still on time for a 7 o'clock start for our last game, but we'll see how long we go. Here's Connor O'Brien. He could end it with 1 swing, though. Actually, this is not O'Brien, as it's hit down the line into right field, and it's just foul. That is number 30, Ryan McCullers, who's hitting in O'Brien's spot.
Younger brother or cousin of Lance?
Younger brother of Lance. Getting a swing there, and he just fouls it down that right field line. Our earlier game today, this morning, other 5A semifinal, was scoreless till the bottom of the 9th. Pontevedra scored a run to beat Clay 1-0, and we're 1 out away from going to extras in another scoreless game. 0-1. That's up and in, 1-1. Ryan McCullers, the sophomore.
Showing as a catcher, third baseman in the program. I imagine his hand has had many a balls hit it to toughen it up from his older brother.
Here's the 1-1 on the way from Anderson. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Anderson now 14 in a row retired.
Nobody warming up in the American Heritage pen, so there's no chance of anybody but Mr. Anderson finishing this one.
Mr. Anderson. 1-2 on the way. McCullers chops it to third. And it's an easy play. A throw almost went through and away, but easy play there for Zardani. Throws out Ryan McCullers. 5-3, and what do you know? We're going to extra innings.
Bonus baseball.
Jesuit has had 15 hitters in a row set down. Their last runner in the 3rd inning. We go to the 8th inning. Still no score between American Heritage and Jesuit here in this 5A semifinal. We'll be back to Port St. Lucie in just a moment on the FHSAA Network. All right, we go to the top of the 8th. It's a Marty and Mark special. Marty Palm and Mark Schambach. We've got extra innings and no runs. Second time today, as American Heritage will have 5, 6, and 7 coming up in the top of the 8th against John Kilichowski, the left-hander for Jesuit. By the way, Jesuit 28-1 this season. Champs of District 11 and Region 3, and their only loss was to Gulliver Prep, 3-0. That was in the middle of the season. One loss all year, which is why they have been ranked number 1 in many of the major polls.
Last time I checked, Marty, you can't win any game scoring 0 runs.
That is also true, and also when you only have 1 hit, you're not going to win a lot of games. As there's the pitch in for a strike. 0-1 to Esteban Puerta, who's 0 for 3 today. Struck out twice and hit into a fielder's choice. And that is also a strike on the corner. It's quickly 0-2 with Kilichowski.
Well, for the first time, I do see some activity in American Heritage's bullpen, so
it's like Mancini again warming up, right-hander.
I don't know if Sean Anderson's on a pitch count or not, but that ball is hit hard.
Driving to center, but Escobar again backing up and makes the play. We have seen a lot of balls hit hard.
Right at him.
To center field especially, but right at him. There's one out here in the 8th. As Puerta lines out to center, that'll bring up Brandon Weissens, the left fielder. He has 2 of the American Heritage 5 hits. With a single, a double. He's also struck out. He's 2 for 3. He's also picked off first back in the 4th inning. 5 minutes till 6, so we haven't been quite playing for 2 hours. And it's no score in the top of the 8th. And pitch misses up high, 1-0.
It looked like a breaking ball. He just didn't get a good grip on the ball. He's going to ask for a different ball. Pitchers like to have a good raised seam so they can get a good feel for that curveball.
And the 1-0 on the way is in for a strike, 1-1.
Actually, from the direction of our shadow cast here, it looks like the tough play for Sun is going to be the throw directly from third base to first base on a ground ball. Looks like the sun will be in the first baseman's eyes there.
Missing low, 2-1. Kilichowski looks in. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. It's 2-2. David Villar, the first baseman, on deck. Again, the first team to 1 wins. It would appear. Especially if you're Jesuit. 2-2. Inside, 3-2. We wait the 3-2 pitch. And there it is. Fouled back to the backstop, and it remains full, 3-2. So a big, another full count pitch coming to Bisons with 1 out, nobody on. Now it says 93 out there. Getting warmer as we get later in the night. There's ball 4. Kilichowski's second walk. He's also hit a batter. And American Heritage with another base runner. Runner at first with 1 out, and that'll bring up David Villar, who struck out twice and walked.
Well, the drama's increased here. We got a runner on base. And another running situation, trying to get a runner in scoring position.
Villar checks his swing but takes a strike, 0-1.
Well, it's tough to put a hit and run on because Kilichowski has kind of been up and down in the strike zone. You don't want to get a pop-up and have somebody caught off the bag, so we'll see what happens.
0-1, swing and a miss. And Villar is behind again, 0-2.
Going for the downs on that swing.
He was.
And not playing around, went with the fastball.
Yeah, 1-2.
May have thought there was a chance somebody would be running on that 0-2 pitch.
Valor has not hit a home run this season. 250 average, 11 RBIs. American Heritage hit 16 as a team, led by Lopez with 3, Collins and Puerta with 3 apiece. 1-2 the count. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Waited for that call, figured it was coming. Villar has struck out for the 3rd time today. 2 outs now in the top of the 8th. So now it'll be up to Dallas Perez to keep the inning going. Perez is 0 for 2. Has been hit by a pitch hit into a fielder's choice and grounded to first base. First pitch from Kilichowski is hit into left field, and Portales will let it drop in front of him.
Yeah, kind of off the end of the bat. Didn't have the juice that.
Actually, that's O'Brien. Pardon me, back out on the left. So my apologies. He is back in the game, but that ball drops in front of Connor O'Brien. So again, first and second with 2 outs. 6th hit of the game for the Patriots. Here's Brandon Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 3. He struck out, grounded to third, and flown out to right. Number 9 hitter with a chance now to give the Patriots the lead.
Well, something's got to give. Somebody's going to have to put something on the board sooner or later. American Heritage, the Patriots are saying, why not us? Why not now?
First pitch is high, 1-0. Now the 1-0 on the way. That's hit high in there to left field. That's trouble. Going back is O'Brien. That may get out of here. And it's gone. A home run. Brandon Diaz, the number 9 hitter, blasts a 3-run shot over the left field wall, and now it's broken wide open. 3-0 American Heritage leads it. For Diaz, his 2nd home run of the season, as he hit it well over that fence, about 345 feet over the left field. Do you believe that? All with 2 outs this happens. Perez singles, the bottom of the order gets it done for American Heritage.
Marty, that was not a wind-aided home run. He got every bit of that pitch and took it deep. Well beyond the 338, slightly over the raised left field wall, and that ball probably carried a good 400 feet.
That was going to be trouble for Connor O'Brien. You can see he was going back, way back. He was playing in, and boy, what do you know? After all we haven't had many runs today. It's a home run that brings us runs in this huge ballpark here in Port St. Lucie. It's 3-0.
If you think we were surprised, you should see the looks on the faces of the Jesuit hopefuls down there.
And I tell you what, they are now 3 outs away from disappointment here in Port St. Lucie for the 3rd straight year. The last 2 years in the finals against Archbishop McCarthy, who was a number 1 ranked team a year ago. This year in the semifinals against another nationally ranked team in American Heritage. Jesuit just keeps running into excellent teams.
Well, you mentioned earlier, I think, that Brandon Diaz was hitting close to 400 or in the 400 range as a 9-hole hitter.
Yes. In fact, he was coming in at 386.
Talk about hiding a guy down and lower in the order. Not since Davey Concepcion hitting in the 8th spot for the Big Red Machine probably have you had as good a hitter that low in the order.
Davey Concepcion, all right. There's ball 3, 3-2.
Sorry if I'm dating myself again, Marty.
No.
That was a 1975 reference.
I saw Davey Concepcion near the end of his career, but yeah, he was a heck of a hitter down there at the bottom of the order. There's ball 4, so another walk, and this is how everything started here. Kilichowski walked Brandon Bisons with 1 out. He struck out David Villar, but then with 2 outs, Dallas Perez singles, and then a 3-run homer by Brandon Diaz, and now here comes Richie Warren. That might do it for Kilichowski. Probably not, but he has now walked 3 and hit a batter in an inning and 2/3. He has struggled with his control, and he's given up 2 hits and now 3 runs.
You got to wonder if mentally John Kilichowski was prepared to pitch today, thinking Lance McCullers is on the mound, and I'm supposed to get the ball tomorrow, but unfortunately things don't always work out exactly as planned. You got to just tip your cap to Brandon Diaz. Just jumped all over that fastball.
Now Brandon Lopez, who's 2 for 4 will bat. He has 2 singles. That's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Well, that's a way to get our runs there. A 3-run homer.
Well, it's like binge eating right there, you know. You go on a diet for 7 innings and then you scarf out 3 runs.
It's almost dinner time, isn't it? Just reminded me. It's 5 after 6. 0-2 the count. And Lopez hits this ball high into center field. Escobar will move back, and he'll make the play for the 3rd out in the top of the 8th. But American Heritage gets 3 runs on 2 hits. The big blow, the 3-run homer by Brandon Diaz. No errors, 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. American Heritage 3 outs away from moving on to the 5A state championship against Ponte Vedra tomorrow at 4:05. They lead Jesuit 3-0 in this 5A semifinal here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in 60 seconds. Marty Paulman, Mark Schambach back here at Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And American Heritage now leading at 3-0 with those 3 runs in the top of the 8th. And now they're going to go to the bullpen as Dominic Mancini will come in to try and finish it up for the Patriots.
Mancini's got a better cushion than he could have possibly asked for with the 3-run lead. Right now, his number 1 goal is to throw strike number 1.
Mancini is 7-2 with 2 saves. His 15th appearance. He's had 7 starts, 46 innings pitched, 28 hits, 8 earned runs, 16 walks, 61 strikeouts, and a 1.22 ERA. And what can you say about Sean Anderson? 7 innings, gave up 1 hit. That coming in the 2nd inning. No runs. He had 1 walk. That was in the 1st inning. Hit 2 batters, and he struck out 8.
Well, McCullers may go higher in the draft, but this will be a memory that Sean Anderson can always look back to with pride.
Well, he leaves with a 3-0 lead, and he'd like to see Mancini finish it off. First pitch of ball to Joey Altieri, the DH. In fact, Altieri has that only hit of the game for Jesuit. That single back of the 2nd inning.
Don't write off Jesuit just yet. It's certainly, I know you're not. I just want to make sure folks don't think I am. I believe that they can come back still.
2-0, and that is down the middle for a strike. 2-1.
Now, if Sean Anderson was still on the mound, I might think differently, but you just never know once you've changed pitchers. Look what happened with Kilichowski.
Yeah, Kilichowski gave up the 3-run homer. Ooh, Altieri.
That took somebody out in the dugout there. That nailed somebody.
No, I think they're okay over there.
Yeah, they came back.
Right in that Jesuit dugout, too, as to add insult to injury. Go after your own team. It's 2-2. Jesuit hasn't had a base runner since the 3rd inning. 15 in a row have been retired by Heritage pitchers.
Well, the Tigers are hoping that you just gave them the jinx they need to get a base runner here.
Oh, there you go. There's ball 3. 3-2. Anderson retired the last 15 hitters he faced.
Yeah, it's got to start with a base runner. Joey Altieri.
And instead he hits it to 2nd on the full count pitch. Easy play there for Diaz on the first in time. And Altieri for the second time today grounds out 4-3, 1 out. Here's Ricky Escobar down to 2 outs by the Jesuit Tigers. This would be a kind of a bitter pill to swallow for Richie Warren's team after just coming up short the last 2 years, losing 4-1 in the 4A state championship game both years. Today probably a favorite here in 5A. That pitch was over his head. And it really, the offense hasn't been there, but give a lot of credit to the pitching for American Heritage. And a timeout call, now 1-0.
Third baseman going in there saying, hey, come on now.
Let's not do that again.
Got a 3-run lead, just throw strikes.
Yeah. 1-0 to Escobar, overhand, and there's a strike right down the middle, so Mancini does come back and throws a strike 1-1.
Well, the adrenaline must be flowing through Mancini. He's throwing very hard.
1-1 now. Quickly is fouled off down to the right side out of play. It's 1-2.
Outfield shading around to the right just a little bit. Looks like they're anticipating a ball to the right side. A little late on that last swing. Looks like we're going power right here.
And the 1-2 again.
Mixed it up with a breaking ball.
Up and in, so 2-2. Fourth and final game of the day scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. Our second 6A semifinal between Lakewood Ranch out of Bradenton and Archbishop McCarthy from Southwest Ranches, as it's fouled back into the seats.
Good job staying alive by Escobar there, fouling off a good pitcher's pitch.
Leadoff hitter Vincent Mignetta on deck for Jesuit. Two. A little bit low and outside. Now full 3-2. So Mancini's gone full in the first 2 hitters he's faced.
I don't think they had to worry when they parked that truck out there in right field about the glare when the time happened, but there's a little glare coming off that big truck out there.
3-2 is inside corner, strike 3. And I think, again, Escobar thought it was ball 4. It was heading to first. But another strikeout, this time the first for Mancini. 2 out, Jesuit down on its final out. Here's Vincent Mignetta, who's 0 for 2, been hit by a pitch. He's also flown out to right end, popped to second. 1 more out for American Heritage to go on to their first state championship game appearances 2009 when they lost to Jacksonville Bulls 14-4 in the 3A state title game. And that is inside corner, strike 1.
Like the approach of Mancini, just coming in, powering the ball into the zone, challenging hitters early, then mixing in a few breaking balls late.
0-1 is hit into left field. That is going to be going back, and just over the head of the left fielder out there is Bisons. Heading into second is Mignette, keeping it alive, and that ends a streak of 17 in a row retired by American Heritage pitchers, and Bisons almost made a diving catch, which should have been a great ending to the game, but it is a 2-out double for Mignette, second hit of the game for Jesuit, and the game stays alive for Spencer Trainer, the shortstop.
Ball was smoked in the gap. Nice on-the-run diving try by the left fielder. Good thing center fielder was taking the good angle to back him up, got the ball back in.
The Jesuit fans celebrating a hit, and American Heritage fans and students, family, chanting scoreboard back at them. We'll see if that lasts, as Heritage again needs only 1 out. Trainer today 0 for 2 has walked, struck out, a hit to a fielder's choice, and there's a strike, 0-1. Mancini quickly gets ahead of Spencer Trainer. There's the American Heritage faithful wearing their gold behind home plate. The 0-1 a little bit high as he took some off that time. It's 1-1. Nice crowd for this 4 o'clock game. 1 more game to go tonight. We'll have a pretty good crowd on hand as well for Archbishop McCarthy, one of the top teams in the country. There's a strike, 1-2, and now Jesuit down to its final strike. Now the American Heritage team up on the top step of the dugout, waiting to celebrate. The 1-2 is chopped to short. Going to be a tough play. Throw to first in time. What a play over there by the shortstop. Again, Brandon Lopez makes the throw to first. American Heritage is celebrating like they just won the state championship.
I would say that's a little premature. Act like you've been there, but
well,
you gotta be, they did knock off the #1 team in the country, so you got to give them credit for a reason to celebrate for that.
And the American Heritage students also celebrating a dunk pile of the players in front of the pitcher's mound. Interestingly enough, as in Jesuit in the bottom of the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base as Trainer grounds out 6-3. But congratulations to the American Heritage Patriots. They are 27-4. They will play for the state championship tomorrow at 4:05 against Ponte Vedra in Class 5A. Another tough loss for Jesuit here in Port St. Lucie. Their season ends at 28-2. You see the totals: 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for American Heritage. The winning pitcher is Sean Anderson. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Jesuit. The losing pitcher in relief, John Kilichowski. And the big blow, the 3-run homer by Brandon Diaz in the top of the 8th inning, giving American Heritage the win. All right, well, that's going to do it for our coverage of this 5A semifinal. Reminder for DVDs of this broadcast or this game or any game of the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals, go to FHSAAsports.com. For Mark Schamback and our entire crew here in Port St. Lucie, I'm Marty Paulman saying so long. And this has been a production of Play On Sports and the FHSAA Network. We'll talk to you again in about 45 minutes for the 6A semifinal between Lakewood Ranch and Archbishop McCarthy. Mike Radout will have the call on with Mark Schamback. For now, our final, American Heritage 3, Tampa Jesuit nothing. Marty Paulman saying so long. We'll talk to you again soon from Port St. Lucie.